What if you could live forever, but at the cost of never truly living? Emma had learned the harsh truth of immortality. Time was both her gift and her curse. And now, as the world around her moved forward, she was stuck, a silent witness to a never-ending cycle of loss. Keep watching to discover the untold secrets of a vampire who never ages. If you're fascinated by stories of immortality and hidden truths, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the dark tales of this world. The streets were quiet that evening, quieter than usual. As Emma walked alone through the urban sprawl, the faint glow of streetlights casting long shadows on the ground. She had grown accustomed to this sense of isolation, to the hollow echo of her steps against the pavement. The hum of the city's heartbeat pounded in the distance, but never quite reached her. There was something unsettling about the world now, something she couldn't quite place, though she'd been alive for longer than she cared to admit. She had seen the world change in ways unimaginable to anyone who was human. The face of the city, the face of humanity itself, had morphed before her, shifting with the rapid progression of time, leaving her behind in its wake. But she didn't age. She never had. She hadn't aged in what felt like centuries, her reflection in any mirror always the same, a young woman in her 20s, forever suspended in time. It was a paradox. An impossible reality. She was cursed with immortality, yet it was more of a prison than a gift. A gift was something that could be cherished, something to be celebrated, but immortality was a cruel joke, one that dragged on endlessly without meaning or purpose. And she was growing tired of it. She had tried everything over the years to escape this monotony. She had traveled the world, witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth and death of civilizations, yet it all seemed the same in the end. The faces changed, the names changed, but the stories remained the same. She had lived through it all: wars, revolutions, the invention of new technologies, the exploration of new worlds. In each era, she had remained unchanged, watching from the sidelines like a ghost, like a spectator in her own life. The human world continued to spin, but Emma was trapped in a loop, forever an observer, never truly a participant. People she had once known, even loved, had all long since faded into history. The world she had once known was now a distant memory, a ghost of the past. The only thing that kept her tethered to this existence was the faint hope that perhaps, one day, someone who truly understood her might come along. But deep down, she knew that wasn't likely. Who could possibly understand the weight of what she carried? What would it even be like to finally let go of this burden? To fade into the shadows, to stop existing, to stop feeling the weight of time pressing down upon her? She didn't know. She didn't think she would ever know. She had lost count of the years long ago, but her memories still lingered, flashes of old faces, places, and fleeting moments. And every so often, a small part of her, buried deep inside, wondered if there was more to her existence than just this endless wandering. It wasn't until that night that something shifted. She had been walking through the city, lost in thought, when she stumbled across a small, unremarkable alleyway, one she had never noticed before, despite having passed through this part of the city countless times. At first it seemed like any other alley, narrow, dark, and smelling faintly of garbage and decay, but there was something different about it. A peculiar energy hung in the air, a sense of something familiar. She hesitated, then decided to walk down it, her curiosity getting the better of her. As she moved deeper into the alley, the world seemed to shift around her. The sounds of the city traffic, distant chatter, the hum of neon lights faded into silence. A heavy stillness settled in, the air thick with tension. Emma paused. She wasn't sure why, but something about the alley made her feel uneasy, as if she wasn't alone. It wasn't the typical fear she had felt in the past, the fear of being discovered, hunted, or confronted. It was something more primal, something deeper. She felt her heart begin to race strange, considering she hadn't felt that in years, and the hairs on the back of her neck stood up. Then, from the shadows at the end of the alley, a figure emerged. At first it was just a silhouette, but as the figure stepped into the dim light, Emma's breath caught in her throat. He was young, no, older than she appeared to be, but there was something ancient about him. Something dark and familiar. He didn't speak at first, just stood there, watching her with piercing eyes that seemed to see straight through her. There was a knowingness in those eyes, an unspoken understanding, as if he knew everything about her, as if he had been waiting for her. "I've been looking for you," he said finally, his voice low and measured, yet strangely comforting, like a voice from her past. Emma's mind raced. Who was this man? How could he know anything about her? She had been alone for so long, hiding in plain sight, keeping her secrets buried deep. Yet here he was, as if he had always known her, as if he had been watching her for centuries. She opened her mouth to speak, but the words caught in her throat. How could she ask the questions she needed answers to? How could she demand the truth from someone she didn't even know? The man seemed to sense her confusion, her hesitation. "I know what you are," he continued. "I know what you've become. The curse of immortality, it's not just a gift, is it? It's a burden. You've been running from it for so long, but you can't escape it, can you?" Emma's mind raced. How could he know these things? How could he know the truth of her existence? She had spent years hiding, pretending to be someone else, to be like them, like the humans around her, but this man saw through all of it. He saw her for what she really was. "Who are you?" she finally asked, her voice trembling, though she didn't know why. "I'm like you," he said simply, stepping closer. "I've been alive for just as long, just as lost. But I found a way to end it, to escape it." Emma's heart skipped a beat. She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "You've been searching for a way out, haven't you? A way to stop living this cursed existence. I found it." He took another step forward, his eyes never leaving hers, his presence overwhelming in a way that made her heart race. A glimmer of something that made her wonder if there was more to her life than this endless eternity. The man smiled, a sad, knowing smile. "Because I'm not the only one who's been searching," he said softly. Emma stood still for a moment, feeling the weight of his words settle into her bones. Could this be real? Could there finally be a way out? For so long, she had resigned herself to the idea that she would never escape, that she would continue wandering the earth, alone and forgotten, for all eternity. But now, in the presence of this mysterious stranger, that certainty began to crumble. Maybe, just maybe, there was a way to break free from the chains of immortality, a way to stop being trapped in time. The question was, would she dare to take it? If you're intrigued by Emma's journey, curious about the secrets of immortality, or just want more thrilling tales like this one, make sure to explore the rest of my channel. Don't forget to comment below and tell me, would you want to live forever, or is immortality truly a curse? Thanks for watching.